Okay, everyone, so we're going to create this beautiful rosebud doily. This is perfect for Christmas. It's also perfect as gifts. You can make them into sets of 4 or 6, depending if it's for a kitchen or living room or whatever the case may be. Very fast, very economic, and very easy to do. Okay, so we'll be using the white. This white is not my regular ladybug Joanina. It's Beatrice. This white is the same thickness as Aunt Lydia number 3, and this is a matte. There's no shine on this white except for my reds and greens. That's my regular ladybug, the Portugal brand, which is Joanina, translated ladybug. Okay, 4-ply 100% cotton thread. Even though it's matte and it's a little bit thicker, it's also 100% cotton thread. It's not the same quality as my other ones, but it's still very good to work with. Okay, and I'll be using a 3.75 hook, a small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors and all kinds of leftover threads that I usually accumulate a lot and then do these beautiful little patterns for you. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. Enjoy the tutorial. Just want to remind you, I have done in the past quite a few of these, just different edging or different beginning, but this pattern has been around for a long time. Many of my friends have created. We all end up doing something different to it. So in my case, I've ended up doing my edging different. And so many people have their own ways of doing their things. Okay, so I don't know who the official creator is. I think it's from Brazil, most definitely. But this has been around like for a very long time. Okay, thank you, everyone. Please, if you're not subscribed, then do so. Sharing is caring, and give a thumbs up on the video. And also, please be kind with your comments. Thank you. So the first thing you want to do is that slip stitch knot. Now, remembering that if you cannot do the slip stitch knot, then do a 4 to 5 chain. We don't want a big hole. It has to close firmly. So I've closed in with slip stitch and then came in with a single and 2 chain. This is my first double crochet. 1 more chain for turning. So inside of this magic circle, I'm going to have a total of 12 double crochet and space of 1 chain. Now, a lot of you must have seen me create this centerpiece millions of times, in a way of speaking, of course, into many different patterns. This base, I should say. So the base is very, very simple. 12 double crochets, 1 chain space. Next row, 2 double crochets on the same double crochet. Row 3, 1 double crochet on the first one, increase 2 together, 1 chain space between them, okay? And then again, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and always 2 on the last one. That's our increase and 1 chain space. So I'm sure you must have seen that so many times. Okay, so 12 double crochets, 1 chain space. I've done my 12. I'm going to close, tighten up my little circle in the center. 1 chain. Coming on my second chain from where I went up, I did a single and 2 chain, remember? And closing it with slip stitch. I'm coming back in that same one. I'm just going to pull my thread a bit and doing a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet again. Coming back in, remember we have that increase. This is row 2. I'm going to go all the way to row 10. We'll have 10 rows, okay? And on your 10th row, you're supposed to have 10 double crochets. So 1 chain space into the next one and 1 double crochet. In the same stitch, my increase. 1 chain into the next one, double crochet in the same stitch, my increase. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. So I've come to the last one chain. So I have single and 2 chain. So I'm coming in my last one and closing it in. Going into row 3, again, I'm going to stretch a bit. I'm going to come in the same double crochet, do a single and 1 chain only. That's because I'm stretching enough to give me the size of a double crochet. On my second double crochet, I'm doing the increase of 2 together, 1 chain space. Coming in, double crochet. On my second double crochet, I'm doing 2 together. That's my increase. So row 1 is 1 double crochet, row 2, 2 double crochet, row 3, 3 double crochet, row 4, 4 double crochet, and so on until 10 rows. On your last one, you're supposed to have your 9 double crochets, and your increase would make it the 10th double crochet. Okay, so I have 10 rows starting from the first one, and on your last one you have 2, 4, 6, 8, your 9, and your 10th increase, 1 chain space. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 10, not chain. Okay, because now it's just a repeat, remembering to come and close in with slip stitch. You can go up your 3 chains if you're used to doing your double crochets that way, or you do like I do, your single, stretch it a bit, and 1 chain or 2 chain if your tension is tight. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished with a slip stitch. I have 10 rows and I have 10 double crochets on the last one. That's what the increase, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to cut my thread and I'm going to come in with the multicolored green. My scissors getting blind. So I'm going to do a slip stitch and I'm going to come in between the stitches and bring that stitch in. Everybody's got their own way of finishing up their pattern. I have my own way also, so whatever way works for you, okay? So I have a lot of extras thread leftovers, and we don't put it to waste, obviously. We wrap it up into a big ball, pieces here and there, and of course we create whatever is left with our pattern. So we're going to do the poof stitch now. This pattern is very easy and it's gorgeous for display for Christmas. And of course, by using different colors, perfect for any time of the year, even with the red any time of the year, right? Okay, so slip stitch knot, and I'm going to leave it just a little bit, well, not the slip stitch, you have to tighten it, but the loop on here, so we don't have a hard time when we start this off. So I'm going to bring this up once, twice, 3 times. I'm going to hold it together. I'm going to take out all the loops of the poof and the last 2. Try to hide this thread as I go. 1, 2, 3 chain. Again, coming back in the same space. Stretch 1, 2, 3. Take out all the poof and you have your last 2 stitch, or loops I should say. 1, 2 chain. If you need to do 3 chain, then go ahead. I'm going to see if I'm okay with 2. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, coming in the 4th and repeating that poof again. So these are like the rosebud stems. So 3 times. I hope I did 3 times. No, I think I did 2. So 3 times, take out the 2 and the last 2. 1, 2 chain. You can do 3 if you want, if your stitch is very tight. Stretch your thread, 1, 2, 3. Take out the poof and the other one, the other 2 I should say. 1, 2 chain. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, come in the 4th, stretch, 1, 2, and 3. Take out the poof and 2 last chains on there. 1, 2 chain. Come back into the same one. 1, 2, and 3. Take them all out and the last 2 chains. 1, 2. Now, like I said, if you feel that you need to do a 3 chain, you don't want it to be pulling, okay? I'm trying to loosen up as I'm going. Again, I'm coming directly inside of this one here. 1, 2, and 3. If you're using thin thread, you can do 4 or 5 pulls of loop of poof, okay? Again, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to repeat this all the way around. 1, 2 chain. Skip 1, 2, 3, and going into the 4th. So every 4th, you know you have to do your poofs. Okay, so when you get to this one here, 1, 2, 3, on the 4th, you go directly in. 2 chain. I have so many similar to this pattern, but of course the stitch is different, obviously, and unless I would post like recreating, if it was one of my patterns from the beginning that I didn't know how to call out the stitch, then I would, you know, title recreated. But no, it's a different stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished the last one and I've hooked with a slip stitch where we have started. Just gonna pull slip stitch through it, tuck in. You can tuck in inside or in between the chain, I should say, of the poofs, because we're going to work in there are bud roses or rosebuds. I keep saying bud roses. I don't know why I say it backwards, but you know what I'm saying, right? So I'm just coming in here like that. I'm just gonna cut a bit here. I'm gonna come in with my red. So slip stitch knot, that never counts as a stitch. I'm going to come in between the poofs. We're going to build our flower, single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. Now some of you might do just 3 chains straight, I don't know, but we're going to do total of 6 double crochet inside of here. So my single and 2 chain is my first double crochet, trying to hide that little thread as I go. So I have 3, 4, 5, and 6 double crochets. I'm going to come on my second chain here from the first we started, and I'm going to pull my thread through it. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to come in between, right in that little hole of the flower, and do a single. 1, 2, 3 chain, back into that same little hole with a single. So it's like, you know, it's starting to born the flower. 1, 2, 3, and back in. So we're doing this 3 times. Okay. 1 chain. I'm coming in between the poofs and doing single to come down. 1 chain, going up in between the poofs again and doing my 6 double crochets, just restarting my flower again. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull your thread, you don't want to lose it. Bring it in and tighten it up. 1, 2, 3 chain, coming in the center in that hole, single. 1, 2, 3 chain, again in the center of the hole, single. 1, 2, 3 chain, coming in the center, and another single. So I have my 2 flowers already. I'm going to repeat this all the way around. 1 chain coming in between and single. 1 chain going up, and do your 6 double crochets for your flower again. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, come in your first one and close it up. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end. I've done my 1 chain. I'm going to come on that very first one, right at the edge, right at the corner where we have that first chain going up for the first peacock there, let's say. Okay, I'm going to come in the center. So I'm going to show you. We need to grab this stitch that's on here. So I'm going to come in from the back into the center here and bring it to a single right behind the middle peacock. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Again, I'm going to come, remember we did those 3 chains, so in between that little loop of the 3 chains, coming from the back, take your thread, do your single. If you find that 5 chain is too tight for you, then do 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and again repeat in where that loop is of the 3 chain, the middle one, into the back. Grab your thread, bring it out, and single. So we're creating these little loops so we can do the next row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, and again in the center here, into the back, and a single. Okay, so we're creating loops of 5 chain like that. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I'm on my last 5 chain. I'm going to hook it on the very first one I did with a slip stitch. I'm going to cut my thread. Now, if you wanted to leave it just like that for display small doily without the 5 chains in the back, it's perfect also. There's a lot of people that have created that way. Okay, this pattern's been around for quite some time. Like I said, I've created many of them, just different finishing. But and many of my friends have created also in the same thing. Who's the official actual creator of this? I have no clue, but this has been around for quite some time now. The only difference is everybody has their own touch, their own twist on it. So everybody creates something. They always add something into it, I guess. Okay, so we've got, now we're going to come in with the white. Okay. So I've done my slip stitch knot. I'm going to come on the 5 chain where we have the roses, and I'm going to do a single and 2 chain for my first double crochet. Okay, inside of the 5 chain I'm going to do a total of 7 double crochets. That's including with my single and 2 chains, my very first one. Okay, so I have 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm going to come in the next one, the next 5 chain loop, and create 1, 2, and 3 chain. 1 chain again, come into your next 5 chain loop. I don't know why I have this piece of thread here. Oh, that's from the leftover. Okay, so we'll try to hide that as we go. So I'm grabbing that little piece and I'm covering it up already. Okay, so on the next loop we're doing 7 double crochets again. So one loop is 3 singles, the next loop is 7 double crochets. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 1 chain into the next 5 chain and do 3 singles. 1 chain, and again, next loop, 7 double crochets. So very simple. Makes absolutely beautiful gifts for Christmas, making a whole set of them, like by 4s or 6, depending up if it's for a kitchen, obviously, as placemats. 2, 4, 6, and 7. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so did my last 3 singles, my 1 chain, and came and closed up on my 2nd chain. From the first one I went up single and 2 chain. Okay, now I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 chain. Actually, no, I'm going to come back in and do a single. I don't know why I did that. So single, 2 chain, and 1 for space. Now I'm going to come from behind. Normally I would have to do it on the first one, but I can't do it on the first one, so I'll do it on the second. And double crochet, 1 chain. So it's back post, come from the back to the front, into the back, and do your double crochet, 1 chain space, 1 chain, and then again. And into the last one. I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm coming in the center of that single with a single, okay? I'm going to come from behind and do my double crochet, 1 chain, and proceed again. We have 1 more row left, which is sort of like the peacocks. 1 chain from the back to the front to the side to the back. So back posts, double crochet. 1 chain space between them. So I'm creating this little nerve there, little design. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just grab back loop and do a double crochet. You can do it that way also. It will be again same pattern, different finishing. 1 chain into the center of my single, my middle one, with one single. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, I've reached the end. Did my single, my 1 chain, and I'm going to come in my 2nd chain from the first one. I went up, and I'm going to cut my thread, tuck in my loose ends, and come back with the red. For the beginners that are just starting on the channel and you do the magic circle, this is how you would hide it, tuck it in, make it safe, go through some of the loops, even for people that are experienced. You know, a lot of people don't know that we do this type of finishing, so we all learn somewhere, right? You secure your pattern and it's never going to come out. Another thing is I block my patterns in a small little spray bottle with laundry softener. It doesn't matter which one it is. And I mix water and I spray. It smells nice. Stretch it. You can leave it to dry flat. I don't have time to let it dry, so I light steam iron it and it stays nice and stiff and smells good. And I got a few threads here to tuck in. Oh, they are tucked in. I just have to cut the axis. Okay. So you guys let me know, what did you think if you're creating this pattern? How did you feel about it? This is very fast and very gorgeous. Perfect for Christmas. So slip stitch knot. And this shade of red that I'm putting on now, it's a little bit lighter. I'm going to come in that first space. So I've done my single, and now we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Chain, coming back in the same space with a single, next space, single. So it's like a peacock without being a peacock, and faster also, and single, next space, single, 1, 2, 3, and single, next space. So we have, let me see how many here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, and 3. Single. And again. So it's just a repeat of the same thing. or you could have done it just in white or green, up to you. Now you come directly, 1, 2, 3, and repeat again. Just like that. And if you wanted to have a little bit of effect on here, just giving you ideas what to do. So on your last one here, you could always come where that single is and do a front post and then come on the other one and continue to do your singles. 1, 2, 3. That looks pretty too. So I guess we can leave it at that. That's fine. Or just go straight like I showed you at the beginning. It's up to you. One, 2, 3. Or you can use green here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This was so much fun. And like I said, you could also do white. Let me know, what do you think? If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I will catch you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much. Please give a thumbs up and God bless. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.